Very important spreadsheets that are being just strewn about like that.
This is business. This is business.
Yeah, you got to say it matter-of-factly, otherwise nobody believes you.
This is the way business is done.
Mm-hmm.
Papers are thrown about, and numbers.
Plenty of them. Put together to make more numbers.
Yeah, and then sometimes you throw the alphabet in there just to mix it up a little bit.
Which, yeah, confuse everybody who failed algebra, like me almost.
Oh, yeah, me too. No, but I did. I actually did. That's the difference between you and I.
I didn't, but I won't say it's because I pulled myself up on my bootstraps and learned it. I probably got lucky.
I very well could have had pity taken upon me because I didn't have to redo it, but I don't think I passed. I think I got close enough.
Would that be the final test or the class as a whole?
The final test. I remember there being I had to find the distance between like a football player and the goal, and he kicks it this hard so it goes at that angle. And I got halfway through it, and then I just drew the goal thing and said, goal! And that was that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I just got so bored I almost fell asleep listening to you describe that math problem. So I know. I understand.
You know what's wild? I don't think anybody's ever had to figure that out before in their life. You just kick the fucking ball.
Yeah. It's like in plumbing school, there are all of these 45 and 90 degree angle calculations with 1.414 and multiplying and dividing and shit. And last term, one of the guys who required a scribe for his class because the teacher was so terrible got on the microphone in front of everybody in the Zoom meeting and just said, I'm having a really difficult time with this because I've never done this and I've never seen anybody ever do it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I just hold up the fitting and I stick my tape measure between that and where I need to go. And then I cut the pipe and put it in. I'm not sitting here doing fucking calculator problems all day.
I don't want this guy working on my house.
That's how everybody does it, though. Nobody actually sits down and goes, okay, let me just calculate this 45-degree offset angle in order to get the perfect measurement, when I could just as easily hold pipe up and be like, oh, that's where I need to cut it with my thumb.
I would still rather a plumber who is at least putting on the illusion that they care about the math. At least care that much, because if you don't care about that, then do you really care about the pipes?
There's reading tape measures. That's math.
Yeah, but I want to see at least one calculator.
Listen, we're plumbers, not Albert Einstein. Just lower the bar.
I shan't. My stool needs to leave the house, and I trust one person to make that happen.
Yeah. Well, so, I could calculate total fall versus grade right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's a 5-incher? It's got 2 inches around. How fast is that gonna hit the ground? Is that what you're talking about? How fast your poo is gonna go once it's released?
I hate everything right now.
That's what you just said, right? That's what you just said you were gonna calculate?
Leave it to you to interpret what I'm saying as to be about feces.
I'm just giving what I'm.
I don't know why I expected any different.
Well, you shouldn't have, and the fact that you did, that's your fault.
Yeah, no, it is. Speaking of things that are people's faults, why don't you tell the world why there was no podcast last week?
Well, guys, I got diseases. Diseases. I got the bug. I got
the bad
COVID.
one. Yeah.
I got COVID.
Well, one of the bad ones. There's a couple bad bugs to get.
Yeah, I got the one that wasn't so bad. I just got COVID.
And you were saying that you didn't even feel sick.
No, I just had sore legs for a bit.
That's stupid.
I know. I just sat around, and also the power went out because of a flash storm that what lasted for all of 5 minutes, but uprooted half the trees in the city.
Yeah, fucked London right up for how short of a time. The fence across the parking lot from my apartment, half of it went down.
Oh yeah.
Part of it was in a tree.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I was watching this really tall tree at the end of the street do a wigwag, and then it snapped and crushed a house.
Yeah.
And then it also ripped the transformer off the pole, which is a vital part of the electrical system in getting that electricity into my house.
It transforms the electricity into Audacity recording.
Yeah, into podcast material. Absolutely. So that's why we didn't have one last week. So that gave you an extra week to make sure you watched Splinter, which is the movie we're doing this week.
Yes, it is. And there's a part in this movie that we'll get to that pissed me right off that I forgot all about.
Oh, there's a few things I liked, many things I did not.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I got to remind you guys to go to darkroastcult.com. You can pick up some enamel pins. You can pick up some coffee. You can listen to the podcast.
So professional with the segue.
That's right. I like to keep it nice and profesh.
Yeah. Almost as if this is a legitimate operation and not just two sweaty middle-aged men in an attic.
Yeah. Certainly not using basically karaoke microphones and spaghetti for XLR cables.
It's a goddamn Italian wedding out here.
It is. But it's profesh sounding. And also, we got Andrew to thank for that intro. So you heard that intro. You got spooked by it. It set the tone.
Boo!
And here we are. Is that all the plugs? Was there any more?
That's probably it. Yeah.
You got your spaghetti through the mail. Mailgetti, the new direct to you spaghetti program. You get your.
That sounds horrible. It would be so soggy by the time you got to it.
You don't unless you have free for you to cook, right?
I wouldn't even get fucking pasta delivered to me from a restaurant.
Well, Mailgetti. For anybody who's not Jay, get your spaghetti right in the mail.
For people who think al dente is a stand-up comedian's name.
See, I thought al dente was just the teeth.
It's so it's when you cook the fucking pasta a little bit hard, so it's a bit crunchy.
That sounds horrible.
It's great. It's the only way to eat it because otherwise you're just having like dirty college dorm ramen that was overcooked because you fell asleep after smoking weed.
Look, there's an in-between. There has to be an in-between between raw pasta and...
It's not raw.
And mug ramen.
It's just, yeah, exactly. It's just not... When you bite into it, it doesn't turn to mush on your teeth.
The dent. El Dante. The dent. All right.
Buy glasses.
Yeah. So yeah, this week we did Splinter. From 2008. I think that's the first Magnet film we've done.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that logo yet up to this point. Also, this one takes the cake for having the most boring IMDb trivia page.
The most
like
boring. 6
pieces of information long, and they're just observable facts about the movie.
Yeah, there was actually more bloopers than there were like facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one. Executive producer Mark Cuban.
Didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Why the fuck does he have his weird basketball team owning pause on this?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Same thing with Sharknado, man. He's just making movies.
Sharknado. Oh boy, is he not in it?
He is in it.
Yeah.
I think people keep bumping into him into elevators and they're like, "Hey, Mark, listen. I know
got 5 minutes.
You made that Sharknado. Well, listen to this. All I need is your money, and we can make this happen.
We'll keep you as far away from the spines as possible."
And everybody's like, "All right,
yeah, I don't want to. I saw your fucking mock-up shots. I don't want to see those spines anywhere.
those spines kill people. Get me out of here.
Yeah, just take my money.
I want to be on the other side of plexiglass when those spines are out.
Matter of fact, I'll pay you to keep me away from them."
The last thing Mark Cuban wants is a fucking Splinter. Because he's not even in this movie.
No.
Which I figured we were going to see him pop his fat head in there at least once.
I didn't even see that producer credit, so I would have been excited had I known that.
I saw it pop up and I jotted it down. And I'm like, it's probably not the same Mark Cuban. Oh, it is. It is.
I'm sure he owns the rights to that name. It's like OJ.
Yeah, that's definitely not his... Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's go meet his mom, Mrs. Cuban.
I mean, he looks mixed race.
I mean, it could just be a name, too. Sometimes people just have names, you know?
So the whole last name Smith was created because people like blacksmiths existed. Back before everybody had, like, long family trees and, like, sweeping names of importance. Like, all these old names come from, like, jobs that you had and shit.
So what you're saying is his ancestors were a Cuban.
Yeah, that's...
They worked on Cuba.
Yeah, they worked on it. Yeah, they developed Cuba from a small island.
into just a regular island.
A cocaine repository?
I've never been. I hear it's hard to get to.
I wouldn't know.
Me either. Planes scare me.
Yeah.
Planes in open water. Why am I going?
One time we went to Playlist Live, and there was a layover in New Jersey.
Oh, was there ever?
And at one point, the plane took a hard 180-degree turn to hit the landing strip. And we were very close to New York City.
We could see that replacement for the World Trade Center, and it was looming closer and closer.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we realized how close New Jersey was, and we were just like, yeah.
They're fucking right there.
This is such a little plane too, buddy. It's not worth it.
Just looking out the window and seeing the ground like rotate upwards, so I'm facing it. It's like great.
Yeah,
this is my favorite part of this.
Sir.
Turn it!
Just there's like literally nothing wrong, but we're just like, hey! No!
What's that call button?
I don't want to get anywhere near that building.
No. Or the fountains that exist in its place now.
Yeah, get me away.
Like
Get me out of that airspace.
We're like Mark Cuban with the World Trade Center. Yeah, the Splinter, right?
Yeah, so this movie opens on a gas station with a gas station attendant awkwardly eating the smallest bag of potato chips I have ever seen in my entire life.
Tiny potato chips. I think Cape Cod is a real brand.
Well, they look like they package their chips in an envelope.
That's true.
It looked like he was opening the mail.
I don't know if you saw his hat, but it said "I love bikinis" on it.
It did.
Which is a lot nicer than a shirt with the Olsen twins' 18th birth year on it.
Yeah, it's a little more... family friendly for sure.
Though the movie isn't. Well, depending on what kind of family you have.
It's just a general statement, like, hey, bikinis, I'm in.
Yeah.
Whether somebody's in them or not, I'm a fan.
Dude, I'll just hang out in the women's section, in the swimming suit section of Sears for fun.
Well, yeah, when he's not a gas station attendant, whom you would probably expect to be looming in that section of the store.
Yeah. So why are back roads gas station attendants always creepy as fuck? This guy looked like the chemotherapy wasn't taking.
This guy looked like I don't know. He didn't look like he had that job. He just looked like he was there for the potato chips.
Yeah. And he brings a chair because that's the only good place to hang out. That's not his front porch.
For real. It's small town vibes. It's the same reason people bring their own
lawn
furniture to Tim Hortons.
Yeah. I've seen sit that. Out front. And that's the weirdest fucking behavior.
It is.
Why there?
Go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Go to a billiard place, go to a park, go
Mm-hmm.
No, you're sitting on the sidewalk in front of a Tim Hortons where people spit and have fecal matter leak out of their diapers. Great. Yeah, let's hang out there, pals. Bring your classic cars and park them like an asshole.
There's a guy in fucking... I do a lot of work in Woodstock. And there's this one parking lot at Tim Hortons, and it's the same two dudes with the same two, tricked out shitty Honda Civics. And they just chill. Why?
I hate them.
It's the worst. And right now, across the street from my building, there's some kind of fucking RV and truck show. And so it's just packed with these giant vehicles for no reason.
That's lovely.
And it's at Westmount Mall, this is the most bustling mall in the city, isn't it?
I bet that's attracting a great crowd of folk.
Yeah, and...
a lot of open-minded individuals.
Many of whom will definitely not be racist about the Asian food store.
Yeah, for real.
Ugh.
They're probably going in there like it's a safari. Just look at that! Look at that!
Yeah. For the same reason I go to the zoo. I go to the Asian food store.
Oh my god.
Oh, what is that, a durian?
Devil fruit. Not even fruit, just plant matter. Disgusting garbage plant matter.
This guy, for this movie, hits you right in the head with its monster.
It does.
It doesn't really beat around the bush, although the monster does come out of one.
Yeah, and if something looms out of the forest, I'm probably not, and I'm looking, you can look at this, and from a distance, you can tell.
It's something that,
Yeah, and this guy lets it get close enough to him.
He also melts off to it.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing.
Except he's got a bag of
chips in his fucking hand.
You
have plenty of things
and
that woods animals would want.
So best case scenario, he thinks it's some dog coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
It could be a bear.
It could be a bear.
He's like, get out of here, bear. I ain't got no fucking chips.
Also, What good thing comes out of the woods from behind you?
Literally nothing but a pal who might be peeing, and you've turned your back so that you don't get a glimpse.
Mm-hmm. But that's you would know. You would know what that is.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't want the chips.
It better wash its hands first.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I love that he was just like, he lets this clearly awful, bloody, spiky thing limp out of the woods and get close enough to him, and he's just like, "Oh, sweet Jesus!"
Yeah.
And it like gets him.
It's like how close would you get theoretically to a rabid porcupine?
I would be backing up the whole time.
Well, that's essentially what this thing is at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. What do you need a closer look at? It's covered in blood.
That's the thing with fucking, again, small town folk, dude. They're the people who stick poke dead bodies and shit because they don't have any wherewithal.
Yeah. They really got their science really is at the end of a stick.
That's the be all and end all of hypothetical experimentation right there.
May I flip this around and take a look at its belly? Give me the stick. Yeah, Ma.
Yeah, Ma. Let me see if this looks edible.
Oh my God. So yeah, it's just like it cuts back and forth between this couple and this other couple, and eventually, they're gonna meet.
There's a very interesting thing that happens here from a technical movie making standpoint. So, and I'm bothered by everything up to when the second couple carjacks the first. Because you packed up an entire Jeep Cherokee to go camping and gave up after one tent rip. Number one. Number two, your boyfriend, you've obviously dragged him out there because even though he's a biologist, he's the worst scientist in any movie ever.
Yo,
he's
two
not competent.
These two are the worst couple.
They are
They're both the most worst people in their own way.
They are. Yeah, she's like the most demanding girlfriend ever with the tent and shit. Like they get out of the car and he sits in it for like 30 seconds and she's already at the back like, get the fuck out of the car and help me.
Yeah.
It takes no time at all.
Oh, yeah. No, and he is just the worst person to have anywhere.
No, he's super incompetent. Can't change tires, can't drive stick, although to be fair, neither can I.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he can do much. He doesn't do much to like have a voice or like speak up for anybody.
No, he's meek as fuck.
He kind of takes what's given to him.
And he does a bad job with the information being given throughout almost the whole movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing that. It's like super sunny out. They're trying to set up the tent. It's not going well. He gets plied out of the car with sex. Let's just, hey, I really don't want to go camping. I was like, I'm gonna bang in these dirty woods.
Oh, I think I'm gonna like camping. So this campground they're at too. Did you notice that it seemed like they just kind of rolled up on a side road and were just like, this is the place. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
There was like no indicators until like further in the movie. There was just like a number 7 on a stump.
Yeah. So a partial log where it was burnt in. So it is some kind of campsite. But for the purpose of the movie, I would assume they just like drove down fucking Coldstream Road north of here and found a clearing and just brought that with them and just slapped it down there.
Yeah, it honestly felt like they were just like arbitrarily rolling through the woods like, all right, and here we are.
Yeah.
All right.
This is perfect.
This is somebody's property, but there's enough space here for the tent. We got this.
Fucking super tiny tent that they're setting up.
Like, that tent is for 2 children, 1 adult, or 2 adults banging.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And you don't sleep there after because there's not enough room.
Oh,
you
yeah,
go back to the car and sleep. You just bang in the tent for the experience.
That's a fuck tent right there. It's gonna stink like it afterwards, so yeah, you sleep in the car.
Ew.
Yeah, well.
Also, black fly season.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the last thing you need on your wiener.
Oh, a wiener or other, other area.
Yeah, but any areas, any sensitive areas, stay away from black flies. One time I got bit in the eyelid.
Oh, yeah?
And my fucking eye swelled shut and I had to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Apparently I have a histamine issue.
Ah.
Which is why, like, I hate mosquitoes and shit. I don't. I drench myself. The one thing that I aligned with this guy whose name is fucking Seth. This is weird, by the way. Seth in this movie has curly hair and glasses. And Dennis, who is the other male character, is like a southern meth head.
Yeah.
They should have switched their names.
Yeah.
Dennis is a guy with glasses.
Yeah,
Seth is a meth head from fucking Georgia.
Absolutely. I had a really hard time with their names. I didn't.
Well, they call each other like 50 different fucking things in the movie.
Yeah. So
Lacey, LD, Denny, Denna, Pick.
I had to make in the ledger every time I learned somebody's name. It's like not druggy, Polly, druggy, Lacey, firecracker sometimes.
Firecracker. So here, before I get into the thing I'm trying to get across here is I'm fucking scattered. Seth, the one thing that I aligned with him about is his immediate concern was bug spray. Mm-hmm. I fucking drench myself in DEET if I'm going camping.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I like camping, but you guarantee, like, I will smell like chemicals the whole time. I promise.
Hey, that's called being healthy.
So
you're thinking ahead.
Yeah. If it gives me cancer, I would rather have that than a bug bite. That's just true about me. That's a true fact about me.
With bug bites, there's so much to worry about. Like, what did that bug have? Who did that bug bite last?
Was it actually a tick?
Yep.
Fuck that if it was.
Yeah.
Do I have Lyme disease now?
Most likely you do.
Yeah. Is this going to give me a blood infection?
Oh, most likely it is. It's a bug.
Yeah.
You know where bugs live? Poo-poo.
Yeah, they love it. It's their favorite place to be.
Yeah.
It's like the Marriott.
So if you're going to hang out in dung and then come near me, you're going to be wiping your beak first.
I have hand sanitizer for you. So while they're doing this whole camping thing, we're cutting to the two fucking meth addicts that are trying to get to Mexico so that they can restart their life because one of them just got out of prison. And the way that they change the tone between two groups of characters is like super happy sunny while they're doing the camping thing, and then when they cut to fucking Dennis and Lacey, the whole color palette becomes like dark blue gray.
Yeah,
even though it's the same day and they're in the same area.
Yeah,
which is that's just like a creative choice in order to like establish themes between sets of characters. So good. I fucking hate Lacey though. She's like for somebody who's withdrawing from meth, she's like very demanding.
She is.
She's got a lot of problems, and they're all very annoying.
Yeah, she's a little out of her fucking mind.
Yeah. What did I call her in this fucking psychologically unhinged meth head, I think is what I called her.
I called her fugitive, and then I called the other guy dugitive.
That's funny.
Shit. The best I could do.
That's better than mine. I have a way to sum this movie up in two sentences or less, because we didn't do that. A shitty scientist and his mouthy girlfriend get Stockholm Syndrome while fighting a porcupine with AIDS.
You know what? They really do get Stockholm Syndrome.
And it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not really.
Just because you're stuck in a gas station with a guy doesn't wash away the fact that he held you at gunpoint for an evening.
Mm-hmm.
And then also pistol whipped your girlfriend in front of you.
Oh my God. Does he gives her a fucking wallop, right? And he's just like, hey man. All right, hold on. I wrote one down on my phone here. All right.
Okay.
People aren't removing the whole splinter when they try and dig it out, and they suffer the consequences.
Dude, that's a great point. The guy gets spiked when they're trying to change the tire, and he pulls half the splinter out, and you can very visibly see the rest of the fucking... You know I'm getting in there until I maybe don't have the tip of my finger anymore.
I'll peel the skin back, and I'm going to dig that sucker out. It don't belong. It don't belong in my flesh.
People be like, you wait, and your body pushes it out naturally. I don't got that kind of time.
This guy tried that. What the fuck good happened to him?
It went even further into his body, in fact.
Yeah, so I'm good.
The exact opposite of what you want.
I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and dig that out, because he just like pulled the venom sac off or whatever. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, it's like taking the fucking just the bee body and leaving the stinger in.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, the tent rips and they're like, all right, fuck it, let's find a motel. What's her fucking name? Polly. Yeah. Polly makes some comment about cuddling, and Seth goes, ugh, cuddling. Read the room.
Yeah. She wanted to go camping. The least you could do is fucking be the big spoon. For 30 minutes while she falls asleep in the motel that she doesn't want to be in. Also, how is a motel where they are any cleaner than a campsite? He makes that point, and I agree. He's like, look, we're going to a motel. There's going to be bugs. It's the same thing.
Fair enough. And I missed that line. So
she's like, are there going to be holes in the sheets? And he's like, we'll keep going until we find some.
What the fuck does that mean?
But I mean, like, given where you are, like what part of America you're in, I think most of the sheets already have pre-made holes in them.
Yeah, they come with holes so that when you drop a cigarette when you fall asleep into your bed, you don't even notice because there's already holes.
I was thinking, so when you put them over your head, you've got those eye holes right there. So you may be magnanimous or anonymous or...
Magnanimous. Yes. Describe KKK members as very well-spoken and influential.
Well, they're getting real magnanimous at those rallies.
One thing about that Grand Dragon, you know, he might hate black people with a passion, but he knows how to rouse a crowd.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're nothing if not for very followable. Like Hitler.
My bad. I used the wrong word. There's too many There's too many goddamn words.
Yeah. That end in MOUS.
Yeah.
And mean very different things.
Something we glossed over is that when they're looking for this campsite, they drive by a sign that very clearly says "keep out."
Yeah, because of like experimental oil extraction.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna camp on the other side of the road then.
On the other side of the city.
Yeah.
How about the other side of the state?
So I don't know if that had anything to do with maybe rousting these creatures out of hiding or whatever, but like that sign was there and they made a point of like panning to it to be like, look guys,
pay attention to this sign, please.
But then it never comes back up.
No, it doesn't. I wonder if there was like a more expositional scene about that. But so this thing is sort of oily.
It is a little bit.
This monster. So it would make sense.
Yeah.
And also, I had my roommate fucking chirping the whole movie for how irrational it is. And I'm like, well, it's a movie about a microorganism that stabs you with a spine and then takes your body over so it can become a giant thing. Maybe suspend some disbelief. But he said, okay, so the reason why this hasn't already happened is because it ran out of natural prey large enough to sustain itself and went into hibernation either underground or somewhere, and then the oil and the fracking for the oil woke it up. That's it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a reach either way.
Well, I mean, at the end, you see that little pod, and it like gives a little shake, and it's got little spikes sticking out of it. So I don't know.
That pod is a dead animal.
Is it? I thought it was. Yeah, it just had teeth, and I was
Yeah.
oh, look at the pod. Kind of looks like a dead animal's head, but all right.
I believe that's probably the one that they run over.
I think what they run over is the animal that gets that guy in the beginning.
Yeah, well, they look similar. The one that's like leaning up against a tree at the end of the movie. It could be a different animal.
I have no fucking idea.
They don't do a good job of explaining backstory on this thing at all.
No, they don't. Yeah. Also, I noted that. So fucking Seth.
Yeah.
He looks like Dustin Diamond.
Yes, he does.
And The Amazing Racist and Justin Timberlake all put together, but then starved a little bit.
Thank you so much. The only thing that I noticed about him the whole movie was that when he talks, he curls his lips outward. And I was trying to figure out like who the fuck he looks like, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's
Ari Shaffir, Dustin Diamond, starved.
Yep. Yep. That's and they sprinkle a little Justin Timberlake in there with the hair, and you got skinny meth head JT.
Yeah, it's funny that the most jacked guy who looks the best in terms of nutritional health is the one who's coming off meth.
Yeah,
in the whole movie.
Yeah. Whoops. All right. Yeah. So yeah, they three stooge this tent together. Something breaks on it. I don't know if it's
the tent rips. And then having pole issues. And then, have you ever tried to put a tent together with somebody who's never done it before? Because it's one of the most frustrating things on the planet.
It is. And like, it's not. Putting a tent together isn't a difficult task unless you try and make it.
Yeah.
Put the pole through the slots.
You could do it yourself, one person.
Yeah, you really could.
That's easier than walking somebody who's never been camping before through setting a tent up.
Yeah, and
just stay in the car. I got this. I'll let you know when I'm naked.
Oh my God. To fuck up that badly that you rip or break a pole, like you really gotta be just being a piece of shit to get to that motel faster.
Oh. My fucking journeyman just went to Tamagami, which is up. You go to Algonquin and then you go further.
Okay.
It's like 7 fucking hours.
Okay.
Anyway, on his list of shitty things that happened to him, his tent did rip while he was up there.
Okay.
And then his wife sewed it back together with fishing line in like 30 seconds.
Wow. Well, that's
Hey, maybe try that if you're so dead set on camping that you fill your entire car with camping shit.
It's called being resourceful. And the fact that you have all this camping shit and not some duct tape.
Yeah.
Damn. You're really underpacked.
Or like a zip tie.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that camping scene. So that whole shit sucked. We try and establish these two fucking meth heads who are trying to flee the country. Really, all you get is like a weird argument where it seems like they don't get along at all.
No. Yeah, it seems very much like she's not along for the ride, and he's just trying to get her to
She
her to
wants
go
back and do some meth.
Well,
which
as you
we
do.
so enjoy doing.
Well, I mean, when you're
Look at my sweaty, greasy face and tell me I don't love meth.
I mean, you're on a road trip.
Yeah,
Got a little meth, little
it's
truck
gonna make
stop.
the hours fly by.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the fugitive has like the worst pet names for this lady. His girlfriend, his wife. They don't really say what, but
I'll tell you one thing. I believe they're married.
They better be, given how judgmental this guy was.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad you heard it because I almost didn't.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, first of all, he calls this his wife cowgirl. Bad.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's what was the one from Drag Me to Hell? It was like the
pork queen.
The pork queen. Yeah. That's right on that level.
Cowgirl.
Barnyard animal lady.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You smell like horse matter.
And you shit, and it just goes down your ass, and that's your life because you're pressed in an area that's too small for this many cows to be in.
Oh no, jackass.
Oh no, life.
That's true.
That
is just fucking happens.
That's
doesn't
how
it?
Cows live.
That's horrifying.
But oh man,
Thank God for rain.
Sometimes I gotta eat. So
yeah, it's true.
So yeah, worst pet names. Cowgirl. He calls her something else, and she's just not about it.
They split probably the most like aggressively uncomfortable kiss I've seen since Color Out of Space, and it's worse because they're both into it, and it's like a weirdly timed. It's a stressful situation, I believe, because this is after, and this is why you don't ever stop for hitchhikers.
Never.
Especially not ones that just came out of the woods.
Never stop for people stumbling out of the woods.
And it doesn't matter. You could be a good give a homeless guy a couple cigarettes next time you see one. You're going to get the same karma.
Call the police. Hey, saw somebody stumbling out of the woods.
Yeah, they look like they were in distress.
Yep.
I won't be there.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't stop. I'm telling you this information.
Because it's your job to deal with it.
I've already turned the corner. It's out of my hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, apparently it is, it's the law for like government vehicles to pick up hitchhikers when you see them. So,
okay.
Never be a government employee. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's easy.
That's a rule to live.
Also, if you're going to be a biologist, pay attention to more living things than trees.
Yeah, maybe don't have 100 million facts about old-ass trees that nobody cares about.
During our camping road trip where we're driving for hours through them.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's a 400-year-old redwood. Hey, that's great, and not at all boring as fucking all get out.
You know what? All trees are super fucking old.
Yeah,
not a surprise
man.
fact to me.
They sure are.
You
the
tell
only ones
me-
that aren't are saplings, and those even have a couple years going.
Yeah, like you tell me that tree over there, oh, yeah, it's 100 years old. Okay.
And he got so fucking... She asked about it as like a trolley joke, and he still got into it way more deeply than any human being ever should about tree age.
Yeah.
I would say actually around 1 to 200. Technically, if you look at the stumps at the top.
I kind of wanted to know what that was about, too. I kind of wanted to hear that fact, and she cut him off. I was like,
she sure.
Well, what about those stumps? Yeah. What does that mean?
I'm interested in only the stumps here.
Because now I want to bust that information out next time I see a tree. I'm like, look, guys, old tree.
This is 130. You could tell by its stumps.
You could tell by the way it is.
You could tell by the fact that it's a tree.
So yeah, they drive by. They're driving down the woods, and this fucking gray skin. Just sick looking lady. It's
lizard woman.
It's what's her face? The drug addict.
Fucking Lacey.
Stumbles out and is like, oh, help. And that's how it begins.
Yeah.
Whenever
fucking night-long hell ride.
Yeah. A distressed female stumbling out of the woods. First of all, A, it's either a trap, or B, you're gonna meet what she's running from.
Yeah,
exactly
what made her distressed in the first place. You're gonna learn about it real quick.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep, somebody's coming. It's a road.
Note some surroundings so that you can convey the area to the police on the phone later.
There you go. There was lots of trees.
With your cell phone that you still would have in your hand because you didn't let two people into your car.
Yeah.
You threw them out the window.
Yeah, for real. And this guy, when they do stop for this lady, which big mistake, Obviously, the meth heads pull a gun. And when you got skinny Justin Timberlake here, this is the only time he like puts a fight up in the whole movie. He's just like, I'm not getting out of the car. And he's like, come on, gun.
Look at this firearm in your face.
You've got zero to lose here but this vehicle. You're fine.
And your head, potentially.
And, but now you're a hostage because you put up this much of a fight.
Yeah.
So,
we could have just left you here and you could have walked the 30 miles. Let me tell you, they're on a 40-mile trip total, and they drive 10 before they find this gas station. Now, during this 10-mile drive, a lot of very unfortunate conversation happens. For a man holding people hostage at gunpoint, he really doesn't like the fact that they're fucking out of marriage.
You know, he's super judgmental for being somebody who has recently done meth.
And who, just got out of jail for stealing trucks.
Yeah, very, very judgmental. I didn't like that. I didn't care for that personality trait.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. It certainly wouldn't endear me to him if I was stuck in a gas station with him.
Yeah, but he's quick to judge on that.
He says they're living in sin.
Yes, he does.
That's okay. Are you 90 years old and still in Alabama?
He's also really judgmental about how old Seth is and how he's still going to school.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a little old to be in school?
Don't you understand how, like, universities work? You have to be old.
Yeah, I guess this guy hasn't, like, Doogie Howser. How old was that?
I don't even know what that is.
That was that old show with, what's his face, the guy, and he was a doctor, but he was like a kid doctor.
Oh, jeez.
What's his name, though? The guy.
I'm sure I have no idea.
No, you do. Harold and Kumar, How I Met Your Mother.
Neil Patrick Harris.
That's the guy. So it's a show when he was like, I don't know, 20, and he was like a young doctor.
Okay.
So that whole reference went over your head, and literally probably everybody else is on.
This movie was made in 2008.
Yeah, this show's from the 80s, I think.
I don't need to say any more than that.
Okay, well, look, all I'm saying is, he got out of school super young, so...
Matter of fact, let me tell you, I can almost guarantee you that joke would have gone over Seth's fucking head. Because if that movie's from the 80s, he looks like he's about 24.
Well, look, Dennis is clearly on top. He's a Doogie Howser fan. He thinks all doctors are 20.
Super fan. I'm surprised he wasn't wearing this shirt.
Yeah. And so as soon as they hear that this guy's in for his PhD, this meth lady's like, what, you got prescripts?
Right away.
Scripts? Wastes zero time.
None.
0 to 80 in 1 second. Just, PhD scripts?
How exactly would you facilitate that in this situation? Yeah, we'll just stop by the pharmacy at 10 p.m. And we'll get out of the car with brandishing a weapon, and I'll just go in and I'll write prescriptions. You can't just walk into a pharmacy, even if you are a doctor, and write a prescription.
No, yeah.
Shit don't work that way.
It needs to be on a pad.
Yeah.
And I doubt that this man carries his script pad around.
Not to go camping.
Generally, doctors, what if you're going out and you stub your toe and you're like, shit, I got to get some perks.
Yeah.
You just open his his first aid bag. It's just a prescription pad. That's it.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, just find a doctor's office out here in the nowhere.
Yeah, because
anywhere at all.
A prescription pad is like an IOU for medicine.
Yeah, that's how that works.
That's exactly how that works.
And the only pharmacies that are open after like 9 at night are illegal pharmacies.
Yes,
those they're the kinds of pharmacies you don't even need a prescription for.
Yeah, they're the kind of pharmacies that are in an old lady's kitchen, and she like turns her lazy Susan one way, and it's just fucking pill
medicine
bottles.
That's what do you need?
I got perks, I got oxys, and I got perks. I can't think of any other ones that people like to buy.
I can make you a perk sandwich.
A little Percocet, maybe a little Oxy, throw a little Adderall on there. Those are from my son.
That'll keep you up, too.
Yeah, my son really needs those, but I just take them. Fuck him.
We got to offset the downers. I don't give a shit about his grades.
Yeah, if he really wanted them, he'd fight. He'd fight for him. Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're driving to this fucking gas station under gunpoint after a weird kiss. Anyway, I was grossed out by it. It was the deepest like you should be doing this at home in the privacy of your own house type kiss.
Away from the eyes of God.
Yeah, who he very much cares about apparently.
Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, they had better be married just based on that judgment.
I would assume they are. Either that or they just don't bang because of the meth, which makes sense. They hit some fucking roadkill, and it pops the tire. Immediately, this chick is like, "Oh, that's my dead dog from when I was a kid."
Yeah, see, before I realized she was a fucking meth head, I was like, what the fuck is this sick lady talking about?
Yeah.
She's clearly out of her mind. She's probably already been spiked, and like this is her losing her mind before she goes crazy. Nah, she's just some meth.
Yeah, no,
NBD.
It's just meth. Sometimes you see your dead dog from when you were a kid when you're coming down.
Just methy things.
Hashtag just methy things. I'm gonna make a Pinterest account.
Yeah. So I don't know what meth does to you, but apparently you think that everything is your dead dog from when you were a kid, and you forget how medicine works. Because like they go up to this and it's very clearly guts.
Yeah, it's plenty of them strewn about on the road.
It is very clearly a flat, guts out animal.
Yeah, spikes hanging out everywhere.
Very little looking like it's alive. I would say definitely a flat, dead thing. And she's like, yo, PhD, you got to save him.
Yeah, we established that you're not the right kind of doctor and you care too much about trees. So save this animal for me, please.
Yeah, use everything you know about biology to, I don't know, we'll get a bike pump and we'll inflate him like a cartoon.
This is everything that he can do as a biologist in this situation. Oh, it's dead.
It's exactly what he does. Like
that's dead, guys. I know, I'm in school for it.
Oh my God. Fucking, I'm licensed to point and go, dead.
Yeah.
That's about it.
$250,000 in 3 years of my life.
Yeah, we got some roadkill here. This is definitely all signs point to roadkill.
And this is the problem with this fucking guy. There was no need to establish him as somebody who was like getting his PhD in biology.
No.
Because he uses none of that information throughout this entire movie.
Yeah, he's really just guessing about like, he's just like, I saw a horror movie about this once.
He knows less about the nature of this weird monster than I figured out halfway into this movie.
Yeah.
And he went to school for this shit.
Fucking useless.
So you could have just left that out of the movie and had him be like a stupid coward, and it would have worked the exact same.
It really would have.
There isn't a line where he's like explaining how this thing functions or works or like how it tracks living things or whatnot that was helped by the fact that he's a biologist.
No.
I would have said all of those exact same things probably.
Yeah, no, he makes some observations that really, I probably would have been like, yeah, nah, look at that.
That makes sense. As a matter of fact, I had that thought 2 hours ago.
Yeah, you know what? I figured that out the second I saw the cover of the movie. Thanks. Thanks, JT.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the roadkill like? Starts flopping around like a fucking fish.
It does.
And again, somebody gets far too close. Close enough for it to like take a swing. The fact that he didn't get like a porcupine splinter flung at him.
Miracle.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Fucking miracle.
He dodged a bullet there more so than he realizes, but Cletus or Dennis, whatever.
Cletus probably.
Whatever the fuck fugitive gets he gets a splinter.
He does.
Uh-oh.
Because the tire. Now, while this is happening, it's important to note, Dennis, in a spectacular example of good deductive reasoning, gives his psychologically unhinged meth head girlfriend the gun.
Oh, yeah. As you do.
And she shoots a roadkill. Fine. But why would you give her the gun ever when she fucking... Like, there's like a bump in the night and she'll have a panic attack and probably just start firing.
She'll probably blow her own head off.
Also, I want to talk about his fucking trigger discipline because he has some, but it's only for small arms, which is... He gets a shotgun later in the movie and all logic goes right out the fucking window immediately.
Yep.
He doesn't know how to operate a shotgun whatsoever. But while he's holding the revolver, the 6-shooter, he doesn't have his finger on the trigger. It's close, but it's not on there.
Hey, man,
so he knows enough.
That's smart. You never put your finger on the trigger until you intend to kill.
Yeah, And you never point a gun at anything you don't intend to kill either.
Exactly. Unless you're Dennis and you're on meth and you're trying to make a point here.
Yeah, which is sad.
If you're trying to get somewhere.
I never really got the impression that he was actually going to kill either of them.
No. Well, I mean...
And you find out later on he probably wasn't. But still, though.
Yeah. Again, like I said, guns in your face. You just go with it.
When you're going to try and jack somebody's car... don't try knocking on the window without brandishing the gun first, because when you look like that and you come up beside me out of nowhere, I'm not rolling the window down, nor is anybody else on Earth ever.
Yeah, no, I don't have any change. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Just cut to the chase and pull the fucking piece out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Stop wasting my time with this hostage situation.
Yeah. So yeah, he just like bare hands the fucking tire.
Yeah, he does.
Like a Neanderthal trying to change the tire. Let me just grab this whole thing with my hand.
Well, he is one.
Yeah, and lo and behold, the thing that popped the tire also stabbed him in the hand.
Yeah,
without looking to see what it was, you just grabbed the pointiest thing.
That's a good fucking point. Inspect the tire you're rolling. Matter of fact, that's a flat tire. Just leave it.
Yep.
Who cares?
Somebody will come.
Eventually, somebody will care more than I would.
Yeah, eventually, like they're gonna have prisoners clean up this stretch of highway. So
probably him.
It's gonna get. You're gonna get to it.
Oh, hey, that's that tire that poked me.
Yeah, good lord. I really liked how the Lucy or Lucky or
I don't know. It said Lacey on the shit, and then he's got the fucking like dog tag thing, and it says Lucy on it. I don't know.
Drug lady.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, my dog Ginger," right up until it starts moving. She's like, "Oh, fuck that dog."
Ginger didn't move like that.
Puts 2 bullets in that fucking roadkill.
Yeah. So we're down to 4 on the revolver. I had a count going.
Yeah, you had a count going. That's good because they tried to do bullet math.
Yeah, they did.
And oh my god,
not that it fucking matters. That's another thing.
Polly says she says like, "Oh, it takes 6."
Yeah.
Like she's talking about a remote and batteries.
Oh, the gun's misfiring? Just replace the fucking batteries inside there. It takes 6 of them.
Did you put the batteries in the right way?
What caliber are those? D?
those bullets in? Oh, shit.
Those are AAA caliber bullets.
Yeah. So they get back in the car, all panicked, and Meth Head with gun is like, "Yo, speed up, or I'll blow a hole in you so big I'll watch TV through it." That was one of the best lines, I think.
I missed it, so I'm mad.
Oh, yeah.
I think my roommate was probably talking at the time.
God damn it.
Shit.
This is why you don't talk during movies. You miss lines like that.
Well, apparently he wanted to go to the same motel they were going to go to. I don't know why they didn't become best friends right there, because all Seth gave a shit about since the beginning of the movie was watching cable.
Yeah, and boom, like she wants to see a hole through, like right there.
Also, on that fucking note, what motel have you ever been in that had good TV?
Not one that's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, you got 2 channels. One's the news, and the other is like fucking Buddy Holly reruns in black and white.
Yeah. Yep.
You might get old The Price is Right on there. That would be the best case scenario.
Oh my god. My dad lives in the middle of nowhere, and that was the TV station when I was a kid. I was like, oh great, old westerns at noon on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wicked.
And Alf.
Sometimes if you get lucky, you get stuff from like the 50s, like Happy Days reruns and shit.
When I lived in the country, it was the exact same until we got satellite. I remember flipping just back and forth from episodes of Alf. Like, oh, I don't want to watch Alf right now. What's on the other one? Oh, Alf?
Which episode has Elf the least in?
Why the fuck does Godrich love Alf so much?
Godrich, we're calling you out, you elf-loving fucks. Let's go. You go to the Goodwill in Godrich, it's just fucking elf sweaters. Elf and Garfield.
Well, Garfield's everywhere, though.
All right. So, they roll up to this gas station. He's like, "Oh, luck. Thing about luck is it always changes."
Yeah, tell that to your hostages.
That's what he says to the hostages.
He does say it directly to them.
They fucking roll right up to this gas station, and lo and behold, ain't nobody there because it's late at night. Mm-hmm. But you walk right in there, and there's nobody there.
Questionable and concerning that the gas station is unlocked and open.
Yeah.
Unattended. It's dark. The street lights are on.
If there were street lights, the street lights would be on. Yeah.
If they functioned.
If they were in the middle of anywhere where anybody needed to have light. This fucking gas station.
It's the one beacon of hope. It's the lighthouse in a storm.
It's a gas station in a natural. What is the God? What does he say? Because it's like a park, right? And what do you call those?
Well, a park.
But it's like the special government parks where you can't do nothing.
Oh, I don't.
National forest or something like that.
Conservation area, some shit.
What fucking gas station is in a national forest?
If there was one, it would be right by the gate. Like the entry gate to the woods.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. So there's nobody in this gas station, and the guy just starts ringing the bell. Like, how many times do you ring the bell before you go, okay, maybe there's nobody here?
Given the size of this gas station, you walk in and you can see literally everywhere inside of it.
Yeah, you can stretch your arms out and touch each side of the wall.
No, if nobody's coming to that bell, either they're dead or they're shitting.
Yeah.
And it's not going to speed it up if you hit it more.
Yeah, honestly, if I was the attendant and you were raising that kind of fuss, I'd just stay in the shitter.
Maybe they'll leave.
I'm
not pinching this for no man.
Yeah, I am mid-log, and I'm going for the record. So you'll have to come back later.
It's the only entertainment I have out here.
Imagine that life.
Trying to clog your own toilet just to give yourself something to do.
Yes. Yes, exactly that life. That's small town living right there.
Yeah, it fucking is.
Let's see who can take the biggest shit, Jebediah. I'll go first.
Ew.
So you got meth head Lacey here.
She's got to piss so bad.
Her as soon as she gets to a gas station, like just as soon as she gets there.
Typical woman.
No, typical drug head.
Okay.
Let me get the meth. Where's the bathroom?
Yeah. Well, all she gets is a fucking tampon.
Tampon was full of meth.
Oh, yeah? She resealed it. She just put the meth inside.
You didn't see that? Before she gets in the door, she opens it up and she dumps something into her hand.
God.
And she's just like standing there trying to get in with a handful of meth. Because she definitely makes the point of opening it up and dumping it before she gets the door open. She's just like holding it.
I was making coffee.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. She makes the point, like, she pulls the tampon and she's like, see? And then she gets around the corner, she's like, it's full of meth.
Deceiving her own boyfriend husband who's just trying to help.
Yeah.
Good meth heads, everyone.
Yeah, so she gets to this bathroom. Classic meth head, just trying to get it in.
This is Dennis. She's like, I gotta piss real bad. And Dennis goes, it's 30 miles. We got 30 miles left. Just hold it.
Wow.
Hold it for 30 miles, motherfucker.
How fast are you gonna drive?
I don't know how old these people are, but at this point in my life, my pisses, they come on fast and strong.
Yeah.
I go, I think I have to piss, and then I blink and go, I need to piss now, please.
Yeah, honestly, I'm 32, and when I feel a piss coming on, it's best just to get it out of my body.
Yeah. We're not holding it in for anything. Also, you could just fucking side of the road it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's just a number one,
Hang off.
chicks can do that too.
Hang off the side of the car and just go.
I bet you there's fucking toilet paper in that van. They were camping.
There absolutely will be.
There better be. Otherwise, they're bad at it.
That's not planning. That's
No.
you planned enough to bring a small ass tent, but you didn't plan enough to wipe your ass. Great.
Yeah, that's what I want, to be in close proximity with somebody's shitty ass they didn't wipe. Or worse, poison ivy.
Yeah. So yeah, she tries to get this door open. She finally gets it open, and there's a clearly dead man or dying on the floor with...
This is my favorite line in the movie.
And so you want to... Which one is it?
When she opens the door and then, sees just a pile of wet guts and tries to apologize for disturbing it.
Yeah.
And then it goes, kill me!
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
Yikes.
I bet you this will feel great for you.
Yeah, holy shit.
That is, a gross thing. Also, that door would have been shut so fast if that was me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoops, close.
Yikes.
That's it. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Hope you get it out there, buddy.
And then, so she fucking comes around the corner freaking out. And naturally, nobody believes her because how could you?
Well, yeah. When you listen to what she says, it sounds like the ramblings of a meth head. But
yeah,
you know, given like, I guess he didn't see the roadkill. So
no, he didn't. Yeah. And he's like, oh, when I was coming down here, I used to hallucinate all the time and shit. Though. Also, clearly she's not coming down. She got meth in a tampon.
Yeah. She hasn't had it in a day and a half. She hasn't had a hit in a day and a half.
It's probably more like 6 hours.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and here we are just judging this poor lady on how... But I mean, she does have a tampon full of meth, so...
Yeah, she does.
If the tampon fits.
You must do hits.
Oh, Lord.
I'm getting that tattooed on my neck.
I like it.
So yeah, thankfully 20 seconds later, this thing comes lurching around the fucking corner, horrifyingly, and decimates this woman.
Yeah.
Easily.
You don't get to see what it does. That's what annoys me.
So because it's like 95% practical effects in this movie.
Yeah.
I was willing to let that slide.
As was I.
Because it's a giant creature by the end, made up of an amalgam of human remains.
That was my favorite thing.
The less I see of it, probably the better for how cool I think it looks.
Yes,
because it looks fucking sick.
I will give you that. However, I just would have liked to see more of her getting injured because it just looked like he just pushed her down.
Yeah, well, she bashed her head off of that fucking gas station pipe and snapped that thing with her fucking skull.
I went up to her and I pushed her.
Well,
excuse me.
You did get to see like her fucking stomach just basically opened up.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, and she falls. But then, yeah.
There are a couple things in this movie that I found funnier than they were intense. There's a couple times where they're like trying to have like an emotional scene and it's not translating.
No.
But this is the exact opposite. Dennis responds to watching his girlfriend be murdered by a creature with the same level of emotional intensity as I do when I stub my toe in the dark.
Lucy!
He doesn't give a fuck for like more than 30 seconds. He knocks over some candy and then he's like, oh, well, smoke time.
Yeah, he fucking screams Lucy twice and then he's done.
That's it. I'll light up a cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, that's a chapter of my life that's over.
Well,
what am I going to do? Make friends with these two people, I guess.
Yeah, back to smoking.
Great, Dennis.
Yeah. Oh, and so he catches a glimpse on the camera of like her arm just flapping.
Yeah.
Just going to town.
She must be alive and well.
Look in her eyes. Look in that.
Look at any other part of her but that arm. Matter of fact, look at the arm.
There is not a lick of life in those eyes, and it is very clear that she's death rattling.
Yeah, and even if she were, that arm is contorted every which way.
Yeah,
and if she was the kind of magician where you could fit inside a really small box, I imagine they would be making enough money to have meth forever.
They probably wouldn't be on the run. They would be on like the boulevard doing tricks for money in a hat.
Yeah. And it probably would have been going very well because you could just make that woman disappear if she could do that. I did like that the security camera CCTV shit was a VHS tape still.
Yep.
That's the most backwoods country shit ever.
It really is. That's prime technology. The fact that they even had a camera.
It was a surprise, but yeah, right to VCR with that.
Oh God, the fact that they think they have something in that store worth protecting with video footage.
Oh no, the Slim Jims.
Shit, they got the hammer. Dang it. How am I going to lock the door now?
I'm really angry about the fact that the way that these people chose to combat a monster that when it separates is still sentient to some degree in its parts. They're using blunt instruments, a baseball bat and a hammer.
Yeah.
That helps.
For real. Great.
We've already established that shooting it does nothing.
No.
At all. It didn't give a fuck about being shot. And then it made love to a truck.
It certainly, it like flopped onto that truck and just stayed there.
Right at that point, I go, oh, it's interested in heat. It takes an hour and 10 minutes for them to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Seth. Maybe read more of your books.
It did, I didn't clue into it right there, but I did the second they climb into the fridge.
Yeah.
Getting a little ahead of it, but they climb into a fridge and then it's like, whatever.
Right, right away. And it still doesn't click for them then.
For some reason, this creature has a real hard time getting through glass.
Yeah, it doesn't like it. You'd think those spikes would be helpful.
You would think.
I did really enjoy watching a wet sack of meat slap itself up against a gas station window for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just
oh my God.
over and over horribly.
Yep. not making any headway, but it's still just
I'm gonna get in there.
painting the side of the building red.
It does a really good job of that. This
Yes,
whole
it does.
Movie. Oh, fuck. And you're just standing there watching it like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. I like so he goes up there to help his dead girlfriend
with the arm.
And he pulls her, drags her.
Now, this is
drags her.
I believe this is, according to my knowledge of how to deal with traumatic injuries when trying to transport somebody, the best way to do it is not cradle the head and neck and make sure to keep them level at all times. It's to just grab them by their shirt and drag them face first across the ground.
Yeah, pavement if best too. Hot pavement would be the most medically accurate.
World's best husband.
Yeah. And then she grabs his foot and he freaks out.
Yeah. So here's the problem. Every time this thing touches another person, they get spined.
Mm-hmm.
He got spined on a car tire. She fucking goes all in on that foot.
Grabs him and clearly
no spine happens.
He's freaking out for some reason, right?
Yeah.
He's like, this thing that I thought was alive is alive. What?
I just got within 3 inches of this thing in order to try and console it, and it grabbed me. Eek.
Yeah. Oh shit. My wife might need help, but fuck that then. If you're gonna grab me with your bloody hand, my nice boot, you stupid.
Guess what's happening to that hand?
Yeah.
My love. I'm gonna crush it in that door and break it right off.
I thoroughly enjoyed as well when he's like, I'm just gonna go up there and grab him.
Yeah.
And Seth's like, look, if that thing attacks you, I'm gonna lock the door.
And it's gonna stay locked.
Yeah. I liked how honest he was about that. But then he didn't do it.
No.
He dragged him into the store.
The literal thing that he said, if it happened, this is going to happen, happened.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, just kidding.
Yeah. And instead they make it worse.
That was your chance to get away from all, like, just stay in the gas station then at that point.
I would have locked the door the second he stepped out there.
Fuck yeah, dude. What, are you going to shoot through it? Fine, do.
Yeah, great.
Then we're all fucked. I don't care.
Yeah. At this point, like,
I'd rather that. They develop compassion for a guy who has, like, zero fucking endearing quality whatsoever in his entire character.
They bond over the fact that he shot a trucker and crippled him, and then he died later.
Yeah, while he was committing other crimes as well.
He's like, yeah, I was gonna give my nest egg to his wife because she spent all her money on his medical bills. That like makes up for half of it.
Great. I can almost guarantee she wouldn't accept that money if she knew it was from her husband's murderer, number one.
Yeah, like, because obviously it's dirty money.
That's number two. It's money from truck theft.
Yeah, great.
I don't want your fucking blood money, literally.
I want you behind bars, getting it in the butt by a big guy.
All the time.
Yeah. So they bond over the stupidest thing afterwards.
Yeah, and like just become friendly and helpful, and I don't understand. One of my favorite parts of this movie, that little hand scuttling around like an angry crab. Oh my god!
The second they slam that hand in the door and it busts off,
it pops right up.
I was like, I'm in.
Like the fucking Thing from the Addams Family.
I wrote down that the hand becomes sentient, but not in a fun Addams Family way.
No, it's not being helpful or like playing little like joke tricks by poking you in the neck and running away.
Yeah, I liked that it was just like the three fingers and it just like scuttled around and it went right for the blood, which was obviously that what's the fluid? The magnet.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Printer ink fluid.
I can't remember. It's like called some fucking colloidal non-Newtonian some shit.
So they that's what they used there to make it like look like it was thing. But then Seth leans in and is like, look, it's shitting. look, it's eating, and there's the shit. So it's shitting right there. That's waste. I think that black stuff is shit.
I'm sorry, Seth. What part of this are you most interested in? Oh, well, the shitting.
Look, well, the hand. See how the hand is sent? It's also shitting. So
that's the most notable part of this experience for me.
Yeah, not that it's like sipping through its fingernails.
Yeah, and somehow brainlessly moving around.
No, the hand is shitting.
Yeah, it shits.
Wild stuff.
I guess we're not so different after all.
Fuck. Oh my god.
So it does that, and then it stops everything. I assume it died.
Yeah, it just like kind of falls over and...
after surviving Dennis's attempt to murder it with dog food.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. He just slaps a giant bag of fucking kibble down on that thing.
Oh my god. It's just like trying to crush it, and lifts it up, perfectly fine.
These are the people who get in the way of scientific discovery and development.
Yeah, that's his wife's hand too. So it's like,
yeah, he just doesn't give a shit. Imagine fucking Nikola Tesla's like working on like lightning in his basement, and one of his friends shows up and goes, "You know what, dude? Fuck all this, though."
Yeah, he's just a little drunk, and he just like knocks over.
Oh, why, dude? Fucking, what is this? You're goddamn make your hair stand up.
Well, yeah, he's working on your static balls. Come on now, he slaps him around.
Why don't you give me a lamp for Christmas?
You got all this electricity, ain't no fucking light bulbs in this place. Yeah, so this dumb fucking idiot cop shows up.
The stupidest. And again with this, now we're talking about Jeepers Creepers.
We're talking about every movie.
Every fucking movie, especially ones in the country with just one person from the sheriff's office showing up. Because, and why?
Because dangerous fugitive.
Yeah. So she knew that? Or did she discover that when she got there?
I want to say she discovered that when she got there because...
How the fuck did she show up?
Well, I'm thinking like out there, it's probably her beat, right? Let me check the gas station every other hour.
And then you see that horrible thing on the hood of the fucking Jeep.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. Maybe she was going by, but yeah, there is like I don't think she sees, you know what? I don't think she saw the corpse at first because she does like look and then realize the building's covered in blood.
That's one of the most annoying parts of this whole interaction for me.
Yeah.
She walked all the way up to the front fucking doors. You're less than 10 feet away from a window that is drenched in blood.
Yeah, that's not the first thing you notice.
No.
It's the dude it's the dude in the back.
All the way in the back hiding.
He's like, I'm not coming out. No. But she doesn't listen to a damn thing anybody says when they're like, just get in your car and call it in.
3 people, 2 of whom are clearly hostages to a man you know is a fugitive, and they're saying, we don't want your help where you are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe listen.
Yeah. Maybe go, why do I need to be in my car?
Yeah.
But no, I guess cops are trained to not fucking listen.
Yeah.
And to just point the gun at the most dangerous thing.
So that's not too far from the truth, is it? So yeah, she fucking calls in for backup. After having to be persuaded to do so.
Yeah, good copping.
You're dealing with a guy who's on the run for murder. And that's... I might not need backup here. I'm like a 5'6" woman.
Yeah.
And then she gets what she fucking deserves for being a dum-dum.
She gets ripped in half by the most powerful set of thighs I have ever fucking seen.
You could crush a watermelon with those things.
Just pulls her apart.
Yeah, in spectacular practical effect fashion, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no, it was
looked
good.
Great.
I appriteted the hell out of that.
And then you get to watch her be absorbed into the borg.
Yeah.
Still alive.
Assimilated into the greater borg of flesh bits. No, that was good. I like that.
It was fucking amazing.
Because even though you don't get to see it, you know that there's just half a fucking torso hanging off of this monster with its arms just dangling.
Yeah, and like holding on to the edge of the roof where the thing has climbed up to with half of this body.
Yeah.
For dear life, like, nah, just give up.
Yeah.
Even if you get out of this, you're half a person.
Yep, no,
Don't worry about it.
But
you had a good run.
Yeah, but you just know there's just fucking these arms just dangling off of this monster, just uselessly fucking flopping around.
They don't do fuck all. One of them becomes useful later. That was, super gross. So my larger issue with the whole fact that there was a cop there, when she calls in for backup, she's clearly distressed over the radio. And no other cop, they're just like, nah, fuck that. You're on your own.
That sounds scary.
They don't, regardless of not being responded to, immediately show up, because I sure as shit would. You're gonna know where she's at.
Yeah,
This is the only place, like the only structure probably within 15 kilometers, and that's her whole track.
I'm pretty sure it's part of their thing where they have to like be like, hey, I'm here, I'm checking this out every time they get out of their car.
Yep. That is 100% correct.
So they would definitely know. She'd be like, hey, I'm at the gas station in the woods. You know the one.
The one.
Yeah, the one with the hillbilly.
And yeah, so like what cops would continue to show up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people would be on their way immediately.
Which is, so fucking fix your knowledge of how police work if you're going to write them into your movie. That's all I'm saying.
But so they discover that the bottom half of the cop had the radio for some reason, even though it was draped over her shoulder. like it's supposed to be.
Didn't notice that. Love it. So maybe it just got ripped off during the fiasco.
It must have. It must have.
But you'll notice that it's still very much attached to the waist. This is the most stressful scene for me in the entire movie.
Yeah.
I disliked it more than I disliked the idea of being stuck in a gas station with a thorn monster attacking me. They assemble a series of coat hooks and try to get their keys out from their locked car, basically.
Yeah. It's really like the reverse of like, getting your keys out of a locked car.
And I've had to do that before, and it sucks.
Oh my God. The classic situation where like help is right on the other side of the glass, but if you get it the practical way, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah. So we got to do it let's be honest, all right? Gravity exists. You're not going to get the coat hook all the way out to that torso.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No.
But because movie, they do. And then fumble around through like when you don't want to open up the gas station as an attendant because the person outside is creeping you out.
Yeah.
And so they slip the cash through this little pocket, and then you slip them the cigarettes.
That's exactly. Yeah, they have to tell you what they want in the store, and you have to like scavenger hunt around to find it.
Yeah, that's why I never go to gas stations to get chips late night.
Nope.
Because it's like, I want Lay's, and then I have to, okay, which flavor? What do you got?
Yeah.
Oh, great. This conversation through an intercom is awesome.
I hate it.
Fuck it.
I hate it. That's my fucking job. Hey, what weed do you want? Well, what do you got?
Shitloads.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, it's easier if I tell you what we don't have.
Exactly.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, no. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yep.
Anyway, and it's so they deliberately made it so long trying to get this fucking walkie-talkie up through the little window, and it's all futile anyway because the second motherfucker sticks his hand out to grab it, boop.
Yeah, here's Monster Torso Man.
Me.
And because they do the thing where they don't show you the whole monster, thankfully, what you see is like, it looks like half a torso trying to wrap itself around this cord and yank it like it's using the whole torso as an appendage.
Fucking Lacey's head just flopping around in midair.
Yeah, slapping up on the glass and shit.
That woman's poor face gets destroyed.
It does.
Oh, you're just using it as a cudgel.
It's very much just like a octopus's tentacle, like just flapping around trying to feel for something.
Elephant penis again.
Fuck. At some point they go into the back of the store. I think this is before the cop shows up, and they realize the back door is locked.
Yeah. Here's another problem while this is happening in the meantime. Does this happen yet? Yes, I believe. Yeah, right after the radio gets ripped off and they don't get to have it. This thing shoves its arm in the slot.
It does.
And Polly tries to bat it away, which obviously doesn't work. But it goes, okay, you want to play that game? Guess what? I'm going to grind my own arm off slowly against this rigid glass.
Yes.
So I can get in there.
You see so much flesh peel back.
And it fucking gets right in there. And then what do?
They
immediately lose eyes on it.
Yep.
They go and crouch down behind a fucking aisle like, oh, hopefully this arm can't see me.
Yeah, hopefully this... Oh, God, what do they call it in the Addams Family? Fucking Thing?
I think it's just Thing, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Thing doesn't limp its way over here, because it definitely uses, like, it's the fucking...
The fact that it's flayed itself open as legs and feet.
Yeah, it's got, like, forearm bones it's, like, crutching along with.
Oh, it's so beautiful, though. I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy about that part of the whole monster. I'm glad they showed that.
I like that rad arm. Now, it doesn't have eyes, and you should probably keep your eyes on the thing that's attacking you and trying to assimilate you.
Yeah.
That's just common sense.
Instead of running away, you should kill it immediately.
Or at least try the dog food method again.
If you hit it with the baseball bat enough, it's gonna stop moving.
Eventually.
If you just turn it into a soft bag of meat, like, it's not gonna have bones to prop itself up
just
on.
let it be goo.
Yeah. But at some point, they do realize the back door is locked. Fire code issue.
That's funny.
They should have been able to go right out the back door.
Here's the thing.
In case of emergency.
It's 3 kinds of locked.
Yeah, it is.
You could keep a person in there and nobody would know. It's got a fucking board across the door.
Classic medieval board across the door.
It's got fucking keys.
And it's got like the final outside shell is like
a cage gate with padlocks.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming in or out of that door ever.
Yeah, but funny thing is, front of that building, all glass.
Yeah, all glass, and we just leave that shit unlocked all the time.
Oh, yeah. How do you get in? We got a rock. That's my key. That's my key, I guess, if we really want in there.
I have a key. Me too. And you just chuck a stone.
Yeah, it's like a fucking turtle. Like the back part's all hard, but when you go to the soft underbelly, it's just glass. And you just get right in there.
Fucking. Yeah, so, fail your security test exam. Because you didn't try hard enough.
No.
That's not even tempered glass.
Although
you would believe it was, given how rough and hard this thing was slapping against
that glass puts up with a lot.
Yeah, dude.
It almost gets shot at.
I've watched people accidentally run through glass panes before, let alone with purpose like that.
Yeah. Well, they weren't big fat meat monsters slapping aimlessly, you know? They were probably walking with purpose. But yeah, so they're in the store and fucking thing is crawling up on them, and they get like some dog cage or something to like put between the two of them, and they're just, this hand really has them by the shitter. It's pushing their shit in, and they're really like, get it away from us.
This fucking hand.
And then the fucking fugitive leans out of the cooler like, hey, come on in here. That lady takes 2 seconds.
No time.
She goes, all right, see ya, boyfriend.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get in the fridge. Tough shit.
Have fun with that hand.
Yeah, and away she goes.
Now we get fucking conversations about how are we going to distract this thing so that we can get out there and get, I don't know, whatever's in the police car? What the fuck was in the police car? Or did they just want to use it as an escape vehicle,
It was the radio.
Yeah, so they get that fucking back door open by taking the hinges off, which was smart. Not too many people think about doing that in movies. Just popping those pins out. It's the easiest fucking thing on the planet. And the door comes right off.
Oh, yeah,
it's not even a problem.
Well, and thank God this fucking convenience gas station sold screwdrivers.
Yeah. It's a hardware store. Half of it's a fucking hardware store.
Yeah.
Which you'd think it would have an axe or something a little bit more effective at killing this thing.
Well, they have a hatchet in their fucking... He makes a good point being like, you've got to have the hatchet.
Yeah.
So I figured the hatchet was going to come back into play at some point. No, it did not.
It came into play in as much as Seth thought for 3 seconds about using it in order to get away from the original hostage issue.
Yeah. Fucking...
and so fuck them for being so wishy-washy. Polly's got a literal tire iron in her hand, and she's not like, I'm gonna, for 10 seconds, maybe I'll hit him over the head with it.
No.
And then, he made eye contact with me. Just kidding.
Fold like cards.
He's really hot, and I don't want to ruin his face.
Jeez, this meth head's got fucking looks.
And one of the worst ideas, I believe, anybody has ever had. Let's get a bunch of flammable liquid and we'll just pour it out the back.
To get help, to make a signal fire.
Yeah.
Hopefully enough kerosene rolls down the parking lot and it doesn't go into the gutter. And
in order to make more than just a puddle invisibly at the back of the gas station.
And it's like supposed to roll down this hill and
light the woods on fire?
And the biologist is like, well, the fire's going to come back.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
First of all...
No, it isn't. That's all it took was just to make... No, it isn't. No.
And that's not how liquids work. They don't just move wherever's easiest.
Yeah, no.
No, they have purpose and direction. You tell liquids, go to this, and they do that.
Yes, absolutely. And then fire knows not to ever go back to the person who starts it. Always burn forward, never burn back.
Yeah.
Fire.
I think that's a good lesson about life.
So yeah, no logic there, but that's all it took to convince them.
Speaking of, though... the plan is to light the forest on fire. It's a lush green forest, and you have a puddle of lighter fluid. As a biologist, do you not know that it doesn't work that way?
Well, maybe he wanted them to figure that out on their own. Because, he doesn't make much effort to stop that plan after that.
He is super meek for 2/3 of the movie, and then suddenly becomes Rambo.
Yeah.
Hypothermic Rambo.
Yeah, it's fucking wild how he's just a pushover the whole movie until it comes to like where he's got to step it up and become a doctor.
Yeah.
And he fucking puts his whole PhD to work there.
Oh, an opportunity for me to prove to all these doubters I'm surrounded by that my doctorate's actually useful.
So this whole time they're stuck in there. Obviously, the fugitive's got his splinter.
Yeah.
And he keeps looking down at his finger, and it's getting worse.
Classic. Let me tell you right now, I see what's outside. I see what's going on. Not even at my hand yet, and I'm losing that finger. I'll bite that fucking thing off.
Oh,
don't even care.
Yeah, the second that I see black moving down my finger, we probably should cut this right off.
Yeah, it's at least a blood infection, which if that gets to your heart, you die.
Yeah, and it's moving pretty quickly, so it's time to snip.
Bye-bye.
But no, he keeps it a secret because he's a selfish prick.
Yeah, as per usual. It's just like zombie bites.
Every fucking horror movie, there's always one guy who's like, I didn't get injured. No,
I'm just fine.
Don't look at this hand, not this hand.
Never mind the blood.
Yeah, that was somebody else's. This is good. It's a good bite. I made this bite to make sure I could bite things.
Yeah, I wanted to be sure of that.
But yeah, so it gets worse and worse until you fucking see his fingers start to just snap back. It's got its own sentience.
It looks so awesome.
Oh my god, I loved
honest.
it. Just the second he's like looking at his finger and it just boop bends the other way for a sec.
Ah!
Yeah, I'd be like, guys.
Hey, this is potentially a problem.
Yeah, hold up. But instead he just like lets out a whimper. He's like, I cut myself.
Yeah.
Cut myself. I would
because a tiny cut hurts that bad.
I would the noise I would have made.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to cuss. There just would have been a primal deep scream for like a good 12 seconds.
Also, like, I don't want this finger on me now. I just saw it do that.
Yeah.
Now take it, please.
Yeah.
If I was on the fence about it before, now I for sure am going to cut it off.
Oh, the scream would have been 80% pain, 20% just fright.
Shock and surprise, yeah.
But it gets worse. Yeah, it moves down his arm, and all of a sudden his arm is just snapping.
Yeah. Now, with practical effects, that was like the realest looking shit. You could have convinced me probably that his arm actually broke.
Yeah. No, whatever jagged hand motions they had him doing, like that was good shit. I
assume it was some kind of prosthetic for the fingers breaking and whatnot, but yeah. And the scream that he lets out when his arm breaks probably would have been the first scream you would have heard from me when I saw that shit.
Yeah, so the scream when his arm breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, whew.
That's the real one.
I would have been breaking glass. But yeah, so his arm becomes sentient, and this is when the PhD gets put into use, and fucking Seth becomes a doctor. I didn't notice this the first time I watched it, but Dennis goes to cut his own arm off with an X-Acto knife, fucking 127 hours style.
That was my exact thought. And I was like, here's the problem though. And they encounter the problem and they solve it real well.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do a real good job of solving the issue of how are you going to cut down to the bone with that and then through it.
Oh Lord.
Little bit of an idiot on Seth's part for not knowing that you can't cut through bone with one half of a razor blade.
Yeah.
You probably can't even get through most of the arm with that.
No. Dennis realizes that pretty quickly because he passes the fuck out before he even cuts himself.
It takes no time for him to pass right out. He's like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. 2 seconds later, Seth has got the knife and he's just stabbing his...
This is for the gun earlier.
I was real worried because he didn't... At first he was like, they weren't going to tie it off. And then he's like, hey, I got this plastic bag. Let's tie it off.
Let's tie it off with this dirty plastic bag
I'm going to sanitize it with spit. But yeah, he like... barely wraps this plastic bag around it and just digs in there with the knife. Yeah. Gets to the bone. He's like, oh, wait a minute. Can't do it.
This is a problem.
So how do they solve that problem again?
Oh, they cinder block his arm right off.
Yes, they do.
He like 1, 2, 3 psychs himself up.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he needed to.
No.
When he grabbed that cinder block, he looked fully prepared to destroy a person's arm with it.
I feel like he fully knew. He saw the cinder block. All right, well,
this is how we have to do this.
I'm gonna pretend like this is gonna be some shocking information, but I'm grabbing that cinder block. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't wait to use this cinder block on him.
Oh, and he does.
Yeah, he does.
So
it takes one swing. I was impressed.
Yeah, apparently Seth isn't drinking his milk.
Yeah, he's the more gaunt than the meth addicts in the movie, but he can sling 15 to 20 pounds real easy.
Shit. My problem is like we know this arm is sentient. What happened to it?
Now, so the question became for us, or me, I guess. Ryan was being chirpy, but maybe it died because it's just one splinter in his finger.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
That's not a lot of whatever this fucking microorganic material is in order to survive without food or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if like it didn't, like it was infecting dude's body, obviously, but it didn't get enough.
Okay, maybe. That could be.
That's the only thing that makes sense, because they don't talk about the fucking arm at any point after it gets torn off.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It was going, like, it was it was moving. Like, it had some energy behind it.
I don't know.
Maybe there's a deleted scene where they just like cave it in with the rest of the cinder block.
Same block? Yeah, that could be.
I don't know.
Leave it in the movie so as not to raise questions like this.
Because it seems like he recovers pretty quickly from having his arm cut off with like just a couple Tylenol.
Yeah.
Pops
Turns out this gas station is indeed a pharmacy.
Yeah. And it turns out they had like the extra T7s.
Yeah.
In stock. Because
just by a fluke.
Yeah.
Well, we had a couple extra in the back, and I found them.
And he wastes no time mixing it with beer too.
Yep. With Corona.
Yep.
You have a whole gas station, which I assume is full of liquor because look where you are, and you choose Corona. Go bigger. You might die.
Yeah.
Break out the hard stuff.
There's at least Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Whether it tastes good or not, you know you're drinking the expensive stuff.
I'm sure there's vodka somewhere, even if it's just behind the counter.
Oh, they better have just fucking dumped it on his stump.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they don't do anything for that wound either.
They do. They put a bag on it.
Yeah, you could have cauterized it. Probably should have.
Nah, that cinder block's probably pretty sanitary.
Thank God we got the doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Seth McTree.
He's been so useful up to this point.
Yeah.
And then, so I had a thought around this time.
Okay.
Theoretically, as this thing consumes matter, it grows in size because it's assimilating parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I want a sequel where it's like a giant Akira the size of the fucking town.
I also want that.
I want 2,500 people in a giant meatball.
Sounds like you want to watch Evolution. Sounds like you're trying to watch Evolution.
It's been so fucking long since I've seen that movie, I don't even remember.
Fucking love it. You got David Duchovny. You got Orlando Jones.
Yeah, who's a god. I don't care what anybody says.
I think you got... Is it the big guy from My Name is Earl? No, it's not him, but there's like another...
There's like a Ghostbuster or some shit. I don't remember. There is somebody important.
The mayor is Dan Aykroyd, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
And then the only thing I remember about that movie is the chick who's trying to like shoplift clothes by putting them on in the changing room, and like the roof gets torn off and there's an alien.
Yeah, and it's like a pterodactyl alien in the mall. Yeah. And then then you got fucking Stifler going like Tookie Tookie Tookie.
Stifler, that's who it was.
Yeah, and he starts like whistling like and they're like, what are you doing?
What's his name? Sean William Scott?
Yeah, that's his name. But
how
Stifler.
big balls is it to have 3 first names as your name?
Look at him.
Jeez.
Well, nobody calls him any of those names.
No.
They call him Stifler.
I bet you his friends and family call him Stifler.
He probably gets it in his goddamn Christmas card. Happy Merry Christmas, Stifler.
Nobody calls Jason Biggs anything but pie fucker. We've established this.
You know, one movie really changed the lives of 2 folks.
You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Oh, that was like the biggest thing in the 90s was putting your dick in a pie.
So fucking Seth man uses his big doctor brain to have an idea, and it has to do with being cold. Oh, we've been in this cooler, and it doesn't seem to give a shit that we're in here because it doesn't know. Oh, it's heat. Welcome. Thanks for joining us now as audience members, you fuck.
Wow. Yep.
And
thanks for catching up.
So, and this probably wouldn't work because it doesn't make any fucking sense. He's like, we have to lower my temperature to lower than the ambient temperature. Good on this guy, by the way, for during this whole movie, explaining his thoughts and theories in a scientific manner to a man who looks at him like he just spoke a different language, and then not stopping doing that.
Yeah, he never dumbs it down for anybody.
Nope. Even though clearly nobody's following his shit. His girlfriend shits all over him. Mm-hmm. Like your little parasitic mole theory. Wow, the condescension from you, bitch.
That's like the second... That was the second where I was like, okay, so yeah, Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
She leaves him for the freezer, and then like when they get in there, they're like trying to figure out why it can't come to the glass. Like, hey, no. just give it a second. It's going to forget. Like, where did you come up with that idea? This is your first encounter with this thing, as far as we know.
So I assume it was when he was watching it through the glasses, it was smashing his dead wife's face against it.
So what you're saying is the meth head is more observant than the PhD?
Yeah, man.
Oh, interesting, because he seemed to have it figured out.
My entire fucking point. The meth head is more of a doctor than doctor.
Oh, god damn. So yeah, they
You're gonna fail that exam, boy.
It seems very much like Polly turns on her boyfriend.
Yeah.
As she should. He's a wimp. And
like she's wetting it up for this guy because he's got muscles.
Well, he's got muscle now.
One remaining, sure enough.
Muscle and a half, maybe, depending on how much stump they gave him.
Well, I think it was below the elbow. It was right above. It was like in the middle of the bicep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hopefully it's enough for a prosthetic to be attached to.
I doubt it. You're just going to be stuck with that forever. What he should do is get a tattoo of shark's open mouth on the end, like I've seen on the internet.
I like it.
That's that I like.
At one point, Seth does make he describes it as like a tree root looking for water, which is, I guess, he just really fucking wants it to be tree related.
Yeah, he loves trees, dude.
Yeah, that's like he must be a tree scientist because he makes that observation.
Now, biology is the study of organic things, living things, not just trees. He just loves them. Fucking look at that branch. That's coming in nicely.
He loves trees.
That's venegrating like a motherfucker.
God,
I think that's the word anyway.
He also loves things that shit.
Yeah, he's really, which trees don't. They sap. That's more like coming though. I assume.
You know, I'd like to think that trees don't have orgasms, but to each their own, really.
I don't know. They photosynthesize light. Who knows what they're doing in there? Maybe that's like porn for them.
That's how they get their roots off.
Yeah. So while fucking Seth, so the idea is we got to lower Seth's fucking body temperature by just putting a bunch of bags of ice on him, because that's how that works.
Yes, because he just clearly watched a couple movies.
Yeah, and then we try to have a very emotional moment between him and Polly.
We try our best.
And let me tell you, it doesn't land. Here's why. He's covered in bags of ice like an idiot.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, don't kiss me. You're going to get me warm.
Yeah, but she's going to be all like sobby about it. And then, so I was mad because it didn't work. And then, okay, now I'm cold. Let's send me out where I need to move quickly while I have hypothermia so that I can get to the police car and drive it around back with hypothermia.
Fucking irritating and stressful.
By the way, did I mention I'm frozen solid? I'm walking as fast as a 90-year-old with late stage dementia.
And just dropping the ice that he's trying to like clench in his arms to keep himself cool.
And here's the other problem. Okay, we're going to provide a distraction by lighting off fireworks one at a time out the back door.
Yeah.
How many do you have? Light them all.
For real, but it gets bored of that so fast.
Yeah, what the fuck are these?
It bats that firework around for like all of 3 seconds and goes, this ain't some shit.
No, it's like me when I'm 12.
Yeah.
Oh, we if we're not doing the air ones that shoot up and explode, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at my phone. Anytime the fireworks don't shoot in the air, they're like the little sparkler fountains.
Yeah.
Those aren't for anybody.
I haven't cared about black cats since I was using them to blow up He-Mans.
There you go. I mean, yeah, honestly, with fireworks, I gotta say, if you're not going big, I'm not showing up to your display.
No. I'll go home.
I want like 3 steps away from like weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
I want the night sky lit up. I want birds not knowing where the fuck they are. Animals freaking the fuck out. It's Canada Day. Let's go.
I want the sky to look like it's a dozen planes doing that thing where they eject a bunch of lights in order to distract air missiles.
Ah, yes.
That's what I want with my fireworks.
Flares. I think those are just flares.
Yeah. Either way, it's like fucking 45 of them. They just...
Yep.
And it looks great.
I want it. It's the Queen's birthday. We need to light the night sky up. Let her know we're thinking about her.
To derail for a second on the radio, a lot of people this week were complaining about fireworks well after midnight.
Yeah.
Which was technically illegal, I believe.
Right across the street from my work, people were setting them off in the parking lot.
Great.
Yeah, it was good. Not to derail, but also somebody shot a bullet at my work, and we found that thing embedded in the wall.
Somebody shot a fucking bullet into your work.
Oh, well, they shot it through one window out the other, but it's splintered.
Still, though.
And I was like touching on it. I'm like, well, what's that? Oh, it's the bullet. I shouldn't touch that, I guess.
Holy fuck.
So I touched a bullet.
Did the police show up?
I think they're there today.
Okay, well, good.
To take care of that.
Yeah, they probably should.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so Seth fucking going just a mile a minute here.
Yeah.
Fumbling around, gets into the cop car.
Doesn't close the door.
No, he does not until it's almost too late.
People really have a hard fucking time keeping doors shut in this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's interesting the way that they think that it's just fine and dandy, and they're just gonna be a second, and like obviously closing the car door is gonna cause way more time. They don't have that much time. It's like 1 second to close the door. That's
it takes none whatsoever.
They're time budgeting.
Idiots.
Time budgeting.
Dum-dums.
But I guess nobody like put thought together thinking that, hey, that cop car isn't even powered on.
No, and maybe the keys are in it. The police officer is going to have the keys on her person.
Yes.
That's literally like, that's what they do. They don't leave the keys in the police car, ever.
I appreciated the thought, though, that he thought maybe it's going to be in the sun visor.
Yeah,
Like this is a farm vehicle. Let me check that. No, none?
It's just like my uncle does with the tractor.
So yeah.
That was on point. I just have to let you know that was perfectly Southern.
Well, I felt it from my fucking the tips of my toes to my head, man.
Are you eating a biscuit right now?
No, man. I got it's fucking grits. That's
go on the biscuit. Do you know what fucking grits are, by the way?
Yeah,
it's flour, water, and salt.
Yeah, it's pre-biscuit.
It's so gross. Why?
It's like they half cooked a biscuit.
Yeah.
No, I've only seen that once, and I was in America at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
and
that's not a surprise.
And I looked at that and I was like, that's white mush. Mm-hmm. And oh, look, baked white mush on top of it.
And
Great.
I got news for you. Black people love it.
Hey, I mean,
apparently
they might be onto something.
They also like collard greens, which is just soggy lettuce. Not the best diet in the South.
I'll tell you, cornbread's fucking delicious.
Cornbread is sick. One time my grandfather came back from Port Huron with a loaf of it, and while he cooked it, realized there were earwigs in it.
America!
So he ate around them.
Oh, America.
He was like, it's protein.
Southern food, while probably terrible for you, they managed to make it taste like heaven.
Now, if we're talking about barbecue, fuck yes, I'm down. I will say, though, you're not going to see me near a grit.
A grit? Not one. What about gristle? You in for some gristle?
No, not really. I eat around that too.
Fair enough.
Are they like the exact opposite of each other? Grits aren't chewy. They're as far away from chewy as humanly possible.
Well, it looks like if I ever take you to South,
just the South,
to South America,
where are you taking me? South.
We're going south. We'll be going to McDonald's.
Waffle House is good. They make the hash browns that look like you hit a potato with a tennis racket.
I mean, I do like those ones, but
also
Waffle House,
that atmosphere is. I'm all about it.
That's a dangerous atmosphere.
Fuck yeah, it is. I want to see people jumping from behind the counter to punch other people in the face.
I'm pretty sure you can still smoke in Waffle Houses. That's the kind of vibe Waffle House gives you.
Sounds like my kind of good time.
Oh, Lord.
You're going to have to take the reins until he gets back in there with the shotgun that he takes from the police car.
Okay.
Because I was angry and I wrote nothing.
Okay, so so here's what happens. First of all, the monster gets bored of those fireworks real quick and realizes, hey, we're missing somebody here.
Huh. Just did a head count.
Yeah. So
as down one.
As his temperature is dropping or rising rapidly, I guess.
Probably because stress makes sense.
The monster's just on a foot there. So he turns around, he realizes, hey, monster's right there. Let me close that door. And then the fugitive comes out and he one firecracker. Firecracker's all he brings to the gun show.
This I did right because this is why I was mad.
Yeah.
These people have poor planning all movie when it comes to doors. Here's another fucking perfect example. If you're going to provide a human distraction, probably have somebody ready to shut the door behind you when you get back in.
Yeah.
So that the monster doesn't get in.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was Polly? She was like on your dick 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no.
And she's not there at the ready by the door. Like, yeah, come in and I'll shut it and lock it right away.
Well, I think she was just like, she let the monster in too to be polite.
Oh, she was trying to be nice and inclusive.
Yeah, because I think she was there, but it pushed by her. Or what? Maybe he got in and he tried to slam the door closed. But yeah, she wasn't there.
That's what happened.
Either way.
He got in and was left to his own devices, and guess how many he has? One now, to close and lock a door himself.
Yeah, and that one device is also one arm.
Yeah, out of two.
Yeah, out of two.
Rendering you half as effective as literally a person.
Yeah.
Maybe provide some backup, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And unless it's like a one-arm slap fight,
yeah,
he maybe stay inside.
He might win because he'd be more aerodynamic, which was one arm.
Yeah.
In a slap fight, I mean.
So yeah, he comes out with his one arm and his firecracker.
Just the single.
Which had to have already been lit because he certainly didn't light it with his other arm.
No, he came out with it lit from the gas station.
And he's like, hey, asshole monster, I'm here.
This thing that we threw 7 of them at you and you don't care anymore? It's over here now.
And he throws it and it immediately goes out.
Yeah.
And it's just the worst possible.
Stupid.
And then
Idiots.
This monster that now is many people with this
lots of them
and all kinds of legs moves at the speed of sound. Oh my God, it gallops like a horse.
Yeah.
Right at him, because obviously he's hotter than the popsicle in the car.
In terms of body temperature and literally.
Yeah, they chilled that nerd. So
they told that nerd to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, so the monster gets into the fucking store like a bull in a china shop, just slamming into things with its meat and its appendages.
Destroying shit, knocking lights off, fucking around with the electricity, rendering the coolers ineffective theoretically.
Essentially, yeah.
So now it's down to the fucking wire. We got to face this thing. And Seth goes, well, gun time.
Yeah, he pulls...
Since it worked so well earlier with the revolver, let's try again.
Yeah, he pulls the shotgun out of the cop car, which, by the way, you can't get out of the cop car unless the cop car's powered on.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Fun little fact. So if you're going to go reach into a cop car to pull their shotgun out, just at least have the keys.
It's probably really good that that's a failsafe.
Honestly, I believe you because usually only police have keys to cop cars.
Yeah,
so.
And generally it's better for them to have the guns than just anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, if only we could trust the police at this point, you know?
That's the unfortunate side.
Yeah, at least you know they're cops, and they didn't. I don't know. I was gonna say they have the best intentions, but god damn it, I don't believe that.
It's at the point now where it's like hard to say something positive about police.
Well,
they have nice uniforms.
I like their bicycles. I'm glad they're on bicycles sometimes.
They did a really good job of parking at my apartment this morning.
There you go.
Yeah, they were right in the lines.
Yeah,
sick.
They keep their gun in the holster.
That's not even true.
I know.
They're really good at pointing and aiming.
They are. They can certainly take people out when they need to.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. They're really good at killing people.
Yeah. Justice, man. That's the street justice.
Yeah. And now I get mad. Here's why I get mad.
All right.
Seth comes back in an attempt to save his girlfriend and the person who previously threatened to murder him over and over from a giant monster, yells, hey, at the thing that can't hear.
I caught that too. And then it just like, what?
Just shoot the gun at it.
Yep.
Don't get it. Who cares? And it can't hear anything.
It's very much going off of heat and not sound.
Yeah, and heat and fucking heat, and guess what? That mad.
I don't. Honestly, it shouldn't have turned around because it shouldn't have hurt him.
No.
So he should have, take it by surprise, blast it.
Yeah, which I would understand then because that gun's going to generate a lot of heat. It having its attention caught.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So it fucking comes around. And then at some point around this time, the firecracker that was a dud goes off and catches all that kerosene on fire because the fire isn't going to come back.
No, and it, I found it very interesting that it did.
It did. It did come, and it's interesting. Like when you believe a meth head, you really shouldn't. When a meth head tells you something, you should definitely test it out for yourself, unless they're like, "Hey, this meth is great."
That's the only time where a professional opinion from a meth head is trusted.
Yeah. I'll take your word on that. Then.
Yeah, that's good.
Probably great meth.
You seem learned.
Yeah. If there's somebody I'm going to trust on meth quality, it's a meth head.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the name.
And so, one-armed Joe here decides it's his turn to have the gun. And then in spectacular fashion, the movie starts to piss me right off.
Yeah, it really began to fall apart the second the building caught fire.
Here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever tried to one-hand cock a shotgun.
It's a lot.
It's nigh impossible.
The bullets fall out because you get it half cocked and then the bullets fall out.
And then you get concerned about accidentally shooting yourself in the foot, probably. For me.
I don't know if you've ever also, on this same topic, loaded a shotgun with just one hand. You need two hands. You need a hand to hold the gun and one hand to hold the bullet. You can't do it with both.
So you put the butt on your waist, you open that fucking chamber, and then you spit the bullets in.
That's literally the only way he could have been doing it.
Yeah.
But he manages to get enough rounds in there to keep blasting away.
Somehow, like, again with this, after doing bullet math on a revolver, we're going to completely ignore how many rounds a traditional pump shotgun can handle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because...
It's generally less than people think.
Yeah. It's usually 3 to 4. It's not an unlimited amount. No. Which is why they had all the bullets on the side of the gun.
Yep.
Because you got to keep putting them in.
You sure do, because you use them quickly.
Yeah. So this fucking monster, it did start to piss me off right about here when they finally get out.
Yeah.
They trap the monster in the building and it comes out. And then he's like, oh, fuck, I got this. Just shoots the gas pump. And then all of a sudden the monster is on fire with no explosion.
Here's a couple things wrong with this whole shit.
Lay them on because there is a couple things wrong.
This is the climax of the scene.
Yes.
This is the most important part of the movie, arguably, because they're about to safety. All three of them are, 90% intact. And this is where you get to see the monster rear even more ugly heads. This is when they choose to use CG.
Yeah, when it starts to stand up and flex and shit.
The most important time for that monster to be as practical as it has been throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's when they pick the CGI.
I
took me right out of it.
It did.
I forgot about it so hard. I probably repressed it. But I remembered immediately after seeing it, like, this is why I haven't seen this movie since it came out 15 years ago.
My God, yeah.
And then, shoots the fucking... Now, I don't know if you've seen a gas station explosion before.
They're quite big.
Way bigger than just the panel falling off of the one diesel pump.
Now, here's a really fun fact. Diesel doesn't just catch fire.
No, it sure doesn't.
It has to be a mist.
That's beautiful.
It has to be a mist for it to actually be flammable.
That's like the whole point.
And on the point you just made, a gas station exploding would be much bigger than the one propane tank that he shot at the end to kill him, to kill himself.
And you'll probably notice that the flames from that propane tank didn't even reach where he was on the ground.
No.
Now, it's important to note that he got attacked by this fucking monster and he got cut, so he's got more splinters in him, and he realizes that he's done for anyway. Yeah. So he's like, okay, whatever, just enjoy.
He literally says, fuck it.
And like, so... Why would... It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Just die on the ground then.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like, maybe crawl yourself closer to the explosion that you're making if you want to die.
Yeah, for real. My thing was, like, they didn't stick around to make sure he was dead, knowing full well he's infected with this horrible thing.
And you could very easily catch up to them because this thing is the fucking Usain Bolt of like weird infectious diseases.
It's got 40 legs at this point.
Yeah, it's got plenty of legs and it knows how to use them.
But yeah, so we get this anticlimactic fiery explosion where this monster just slumps down behind the pump. That's all that happens.
Yeah, and then the one that was on the Jeep falls off the Jeep on fire. Dennis's body has mysteriously disappeared from the shot.
Yep.
And,
different Jeep, by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's definitely a different Jeep after the explosion.
That's good. And then, just them walking down the road, talking once again about trees.
And you know what? At that point, I'd be like, hey, we got to talk. That wasn't cool back there. The way you were a cold bitch and just left me with the hand.
The way you didn't back any of my ideas or have any faith or trust in me whatsoever.
The way you kind of just left me there to die. Yeah, I think this is done.
Walk the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's
and
the
then
end.
Fucking you get a pickup shot of the whatever the fuck dead animal against the tree inside the woods, and then roll credits.
I guess it was like some sort of open mouth with just like a bunch of spikes twitching in it.
I think there was like more animal body behind it somewhere.
Yeah, I guess to me it just looked like pods. A lot like the Invasion of the Body Snatcher pods.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what I thought I was looking at.
No, I get that. Like when they're like taking over a person, like it's all like wet and greasy and like cobwebs or some shit.
Something like that.
It's like super stringy. I'm thinking about the Nicole Kidman version from like 2009 or something.
I never watched that one. I've only seen the Donald Sutherland one.
Yeah, well, that's the good one.
Oh yeah, it is. That's the movie.
It's the fucking movie.
That's Splinter.
Really, really good special effects. And that's the only reason this movie's getting above a 5, because Polly is one of the worst actors ever. She can't convincingly cry worth a shit. It's not just squinting your eyes and going me, like put some effort into it. And the characters are so fucking stupid through most of the movie that I was just frustrated for a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
And then the ending sucks.
Yeah.
Though you have a great movie here up until the last 20 minutes, and then it sucks ass.
Yeah, no, the whole concept, beautiful. The practical effects, wonderful. Loved the little hand fucking limping around with
hilarious.
Its like bone
even the
crutches.
Arm doing that. Yeah.
Oh, that was honestly, you had me so good there.
When the woman gets ripped in half, and then you just get to see all her guts out.
Yeah, and then it slumps down because it catches fire.
It blew its wad real early.
By the way, like it was like supposed to be like a big revelation. We're like, oh my god, the fire. It's fire.
Yeah.
Fire kills everything.
Everybody knows how fire works.
Why wasn't fire the first thing?
Yeah.
Let's light it on fire. Like that I would have, it's just like, why was that like,
we're using
thing?
Fire anyway. We might as well just set this thing up.
Yeah, I don't get why it's like, oh my god, we got to get it in the fire. Like,
I just
yes,
like
burn it.
He already had the realization that it gives a shit about heat.
Yeah.
Like, you put 2 and 2 together without having your hand held.
Yeah, it just wasn't it's just obviously fire is gonna kill everything.
Yeah.
That's fire.
We're at a gas station. Hunker down in the back, blow that shit the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, problem solved. A million ways.
Ugh. All right, well, out of 10. Out of 10.
Now, this movie, for me, gets a 6.5 out of 10. Entirely because of the monster. And the guy in the bathroom saying "kill me." That shit was so fucking funny to me that I can't not.
I fucking love that part.
Yeah.
6 out of 6.5, eh?
Yeah.
I agree for the exact same reasons. The monster was the only good part of this movie.
It was.
And
it was great.
As soon as it turned to CG, you lost me.
It would have got a higher rating had that scene been good.
Yeah, had they just had the dude in the rubber people suit stand up and do that,
yeah,
boom. I could have maybe overlooked the fact that it just kind of caught fire and died. Not, but I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Yeah. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. I had not seen it, so it was nice to see a movie I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I liked the concept, but the way it played out, just you lost me.
Majorly disappointing by the end.
Sorry, Mark Cuban.
Mark. Maybe screen your movies before attaching your name to them.
Yeah.
Fucking Mark NATO over here.
So
now it is your turn to choose the movie for the week. And I don't like how much preamble you're putting into this already.
There's a lot of themes here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of themes to this movie.
There are.
And I wrote them down in my phone, which I've tossed lovingly on the floor right here.
Lovingly.
So here's what we got. You got the arm getting cut off.
Okay. Well, 127 Hours isn't a horror movie.
No, it's not. But the removal of a body part.
Okay.
You got people's bodies being used by a being, you know, their own accord, using it for their own means.
Which is why I put this one on the list last time.
And then you've got creatures. Okay, so here's my thing. How do we feel about doing a movie sequel before we do the first one?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so in that case, you've got 2 creatures that track with heat.
Put it this way, right? There are 23 Friday the 13th?
There's a lot.
We're not starting from the beginning.
Okay, all right. Well, if in that case, I got 4 for you to choose from. I just held up 3 fingers. So you got body part removal. You've got 1 creature that tracks by using heat.
I already know what that is.
You've got many creatures that track using heat.
I know what that is too.
Do you? I don't know if you do.
I'm fairly certain. But we'll see.
Or you've got something using people's bodies for its own means. Those are your themes.
I'm going to go multiple creatures who attack using heat.
I'm so happy right now.
Okay, good.
Oh, we're watching Tremors 2. Not Tremors 1. Tremors 2, baby.
Why not 1?
Because in 1, they use vibrations.
Oh my God.
You got Kevin Bacon in that one.
For the sequel,
oh, they do. The 3rd one's even different as well.
Okay.
Tremors 2, baby. Electric Boogaloo.
Fine. Was the other one Predator?
You know it was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I fucking sure do.
So you got Predator, you got The Thing.
Yeah, I knew that one was coming up this week too.
And then, oh yeah, obviously. The second that hand started skirting, I'm like, well, Thing.
Yeah.
Or you almost had Evil Dead 1 or 2, whichever one you preferred, because they're the same fucking movie.
Yeah, they are. It would have to be 2.
I figured, but I was gonna let you do let you pick.
Yeah.
But
Sick.
This is nice because like we didn't get Jason X, and I was like, fuck. But I'm so happy about Tremors 2.
We get Tremors 2 now. Holy shit! I'll tell you right now, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you're in for a fucking treat.
Am I?
It's not a great movie, but it's got its qualities that makes it a lovable film.
All right, man. Load me up. I'm gonna hit it.
I'm pretty sure this one's some practical, some CG, so you get that mix. But like, obviously, everything can't be practical effects. That would be ridiculous.
It's Worms Underground. You can only do so much with that.
Not this one.
Oh, are they in the sky?
No, not for this one.
As long as they're not in the sky.
Oh, you don't. That's the 3rd one.
For fuck's sake,
the 3rd one,
flying?
They fly using like fiery farts. They call them ass blasters.
I hate it.
I love it so much.
I hate that. So I'm glad you picked 2.
Tremors 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check it out.
That's a podcast, folks.
That's the podcast. Do you have anything you want to end it with?
No. No. Bye.